We have developed a partnership with the Local Voices Network to ensure that your voices, the voices that we are collecting, are used to help inform United Way's future strategic agenda. So in March of 2022, the United Way will be celebrating our 100th anniversary. And we are collecting voices now in preparation for our celebration to help us figure out who or what the United Way needs to be to address the challenges that members of our community expect to occur in the future.
Education.
I think disparities continue to concern me. I see it with Black kids in school. I see it with Latino kids in school. I see it at, in higher ed. The disparities in education is something that really worry me.
Housing.
My story. Been homeless in Dane County for multiple years. One eviction can, for being young, right, last for almost ever in your life. You can't really rent from anybody else. Now there's an additional barrier to housing, credit scores, and other things that young people don't have that has been added. And now there's this huge population of homeless people, which also plays to this dynamic now because of which is a stereotypical dynamic that takes place in the city, which now says these people can't access this because they don't meet this qualification, when there are not things in place for those people to reach, to be able to grow and to be able to reach that pinnacle, or supports there for them to be able to get over the hump.
Racism.
This community, African Americans, people of color, although have been here for 100 years, because I've met some of those legacy families, the infrastructure that supports us as part of the fabric still isn't here. And so what I mean about that is, when you think about our workplaces, especially in those office professional leadership positions, we're still very thin. And when I say people of color, I'm Asian, Native American, African American, Latinx. When you think about the social aspects that people look to begin to take root and connect, very thin, very intentional. I have to work very hard for that.
Criminal justice.
The criminal justice system.
On the surface level, Madison, Wisconsin is awesome. It is rated to be the best place to live in this country and to raise family. But if you look at it as kind of a person that looks like me, it's totally the opposite. It's the don't want a place to get locked up. This is the same. You come here on vacation, you leave with probation.
I think it's really valuable what we're doing here. I think the next trick is to figure out how to make people listen to stories like this when maybe they don't want to, because that's what it takes. I mean, we can talk and then they cannot listen. And that's something that I think about a lot, but like we have to find a way to put this where people can see it and people can hear it.
And I feel that people do listen. I think they listen to Black folks, but they only listen to Black folks when they know what to expect. I feel like people seek Black folks to second what they want to do. If they know what they're going to get from folks is aligned with whatever it is they want to do at the time. I think that folks need to get past that and just listen to people. You can learn from talking to folks that don't necessarily agree with everything that you have to say.
I think that we could do a lot of good. And I think that when you pick side, or when you finally say we are anti-racist and this is what we're going to do about it, it actually opens the doors to new audiences, and it opens the doors to people being like, yes, United Way is doing something we're not just looking at the minutia of everything that United Way does. You can see like the overarching picture of what United Way does, and it is we are working to make sure that every family feels safe in Dane County, and we are anti-racist, and this is how we are accomplishing all these things, but we're calling it out.
This is a fact about United Way. This is a fact about what we feel about it, because I mean, if you're looking to listen to people who have been impacted by like mass incarceration or oppression, well, you're listening to people who've been impacted by the upliftment of United Way.